Alrighty. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I personally am doing good, but just scarfed down some food as quickly as I could. Apologies for that delaying things slightly, but I'm here now, and I'm looking forward to getting into this. Just want to make sure of a few things. Because... yeah, okay. Alright. Could be good to start here with the game pretty immediately here. Okay, there we go. For some reason, I wasn't getting audio for the game for a moment. Good to be back! Alright. So, gonna just get straight into it. Last we left off, we had successfully beaten the first gym, and this is where our team is at this point. I'm gonna level up Klondako a little bit before we do anything, because I don't want them to just die immediately the moment they get thrown out, but this is, I think, the working team. We aren't really missing out on much in our box right now. I decided to just sort of leave the egg in the box for the time being, just because I don't really know what I want to do with it yet. Because, I don't know, like, this is a Nuzlocke, so limited encounters, and realistically it's probably just like wherever it hatches, that counts as the route. But I don't know exactly how I want to play that out, so I'm just going to keep it in the box till I decide that. But, for now, we can make our way down to, I think it's Azalea Town? I begin to get fuzzy on the names in pretty much anything other than Gen 1. But where the second gym is. If I remember correctly, we already caught something here. That's where we got a Bellsprout. I don't think we can catch anything over this way yet. Yeah, that's sort of my thought process as well. I don't think there's anything in the Ruins of Elf we can catch yet. Or at least if there is, I don't think it's, like, really anything we need to worry about right now. I know I'm pretty sure you can catch... well, obviously you can catch Unknown at a certain point, but I think you can also catch, like, Wooper by surfing or something. I briefly skimmed over what the, like, encounters for some of the upcoming routes were, but I have not committed to them to memory, because I don't need to do that. Alright, before we go anywhere, though, I'm gonna do that thing I said of leveling up the guy. I haven't really done anything in the between time for, like, setting up our team or Mons in any different way. I haven't given us any new rare candies, anything like that, because I think we're fine as is for now. Nothing I need to modify or set up. Yeah, no, very much so. Like, some I remember better than others. Gen 1 I've just played enough, and, like, just, it's the one that is repeated the most, that a lot of those names I just have down. But similarly, it's much more, like, gym leader names and, like, plot relevance. Because, like, I know it's Bugsy that we're going up against, who is the bug trainer, and then we were just fighting Faulkner. Yeah, no, realistically, those are the names that I remember more. I've always been bad with names in general, though. Alright, I'm gonna leave them at 10, I think, because we have a pretty tight window for our level cap here. We have to stay under 17, or 17 or under, because that is the best that our next gym is. Yeah, okay. I honestly forget who this guy is. Oh, increases power. Miracle Seed! I mean, might as well put that on our starter. I don't see why not. I do not see why we shouldn't. Wrong item. Give Would be in items, yes. Yep, increases power of grass-type moves. Does Clemu even know any grass-type offensive moves at this point? I know they know Synthesis. Yeah, we have Razor Leaf, so yeah, Razor Leaf is gonna just be even more powerful now. That's pretty nice. Okay. Oh, and I don't know if I noticed it before, but we have a speed, positive, and special defense negative nature. Okay. Luckily, I think for the most part, grass is, outside of, like, the drain moves, is gonna be a lot of physical, so... Alright. Yeah, because we have such a tight, window for, like, level cap purposes, I'm gonna try to avoid encounters, honestly, for the most part, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, we have to deal with the Slowpoke well, and the, like, Team Rocket runs who are there. So, gonna try to avoid as much as I can. That wild encounter honestly saved me from running into that fight. I really wish we got a Mareep on this route, because that, I think, would have been our best option. We really do need another grass type. Oh, yeah, okay, interesting. I think I mentioned it last time, but I have never played a run with Chikorita, so I have no real clue of what they're capable of other than being a grass type. Do I have the text speed at max settings? I do not. That's why things were weird. Felt like things were slow. Alright, there we go. Oh, there's an item there. Might as well grab it. Yeah, no, Bellsprout isn't anything to ride home about, you know. Realistically, a grass starter is almost always going to be better than the grass alternatives, I feel. Unless it's just, like, some wild typing. Okay, Bullet Seed, not, like, the worst thing in the world. Worthwhile pickup, at least. Yeah, I am curious to see how Bugsy goes, though, because Bug-type trainer, realistically, if we just chuck rocks at him, we should be fine, or use flying-type stuff. Realistically, it shouldn't be much of a threat, but at the same time, we were saying that, Faulkner was not going to be much of a threat. But no, Faulkner's a different... Oh god, what's... Faulkner is a different gym leader, right? I might be mixing up gym leaders. There's so many gym leaders. No, it's Faulkner. It is Faulkner. But we were thinking that Faulkner wasn't going to be that bad, and look what happened. Alright, the quick turn. Yeah, no, if I had realized that Chikorita had Sustain so early, I probably would have taken Chikorita a few times on other things. Yeah, we're just set up here for ideal circumstance. Razor Leaf is just solid, super effective, and we have the Miracle Seed. He only had one Wooper, Jesus. These early fights really aren't that scary. Let's see, I'm gonna see, is there any items we've missed? No, I'm not gonna risk it. If there's anything up there that is necessary, I'll get it later. Oh yeah, there's just like a random, like, center here. Alrighty. Yeah, now we are gonna be getting to our first catch of the night, I think. Fair, fair. You know, I was pretty sure it was Faulkner, but I just had a random moment of like, wait, isn't that like an entirely different gym leader from Gen 4 or something? But no. I'm very good at having good reaction times, trust me. And not that really is a big deal. But they are birds, so we want to get Clemu out of here. realistically, Zix is our main bird answer. What moves do they have? They got Rock Throw. Okay, good. Yeah, there's like... Yeah, there's something like that. Crasher Wake, I think, is the water gym leader in Gen 4, or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if there is some kind of like Walkner or something like that as well. Yeah. Names, something I'm truly good at, trust me. Anyways, I don't love the double sand attack into the not 100% accuracy move, but we just gotta hit once. There we go. Realistically, strategy isn't too important in this fight. Just didn't want the grass type in front. Oh, I need to swap off of switch mode. That's another thing. At least they're not sand attacking me. That's a crit, 2 damage? Oh no. Anyways, time for an endurance match. Actually, wait, what does Rock Polish do? I always forget what Rock Polish does. Good to learn this now rather than later. Raises speed. Okay, not really that relevant. At least right now. Don't keep sand attacking me, please! Volkner is who I was thinking of. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, no, it was absolutely Volkner. Yeah, very similar names, interestingly enough. But obviously Volkner makes a lot more sense, because isn't Volkner the electric gym leader in that game? I'm pretty sure he is. At which point the name makes a lot more sense, because it's very similar sounding to Volt. So, you know, where Volkner, you know, makes more sense for the bird guy. I hate all of these debuffs. At a certain point, I should just switch out to clear them, but, you know. I just need to hit once. That's all I need. Yes, very much so. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time, and then I'm fucking swapping. No, okay. Swap time. Grumkus, get him! Tear this bird to pieces, like your ancestors wished you to do. Let's go for the quick attack. Stab. Yeah, we were in no danger there, it's just for the sake of getting things moving. Because I was not gonna wait that long for however low chance it was to hit. Birds are my enemy at this point. Yes, you are right. Birds are my greatest rival in HeartGold so far. Hopefully they are our only rival, because that would mean that, gyms-wise, we're smooth sailing for now. I'm very curious to see how some of the gyms go. Obviously, it'll depend on what a lot of our encounters are, but just sort of like thinking ahead, we have Bug, obviously, which is just going to be reliant on whatever mons we have. Grass isn't going to help us much, because I believe Bug is good against Grass, if I'm just, like, remembering offhand. Yeah. But then, I know Rock is good against Bug, so probably Zix is going to be our best bet. True! And doesn't help that, you know, fire stuff, so they very well could just one-shot our starter if they're not, like, if we're not careful. Alright, let's see. Who is our best catcher at this point? We have Poison Powder for a status. Hypnosis for a status. Supersonic, I guess, for a status. Yeah, okay. So, realistically, probably Wibblue is our best shot. Yeah, probably. Because... yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, no, that's very fair. Also, I feel like Bug just doesn't come up nearly as often as most other typings. We already have a Geodude, so we ain't getting that. If I recall correctly, there isn't, like, much of note here that we can get at this time of day. I think it's like, I don't know, I think there's Zubats here, but we already have a Zubat. Speak of the devil. Yeah, I think... I think we're guaranteed to get an Onix here, at least on this level. Yeah, okay, if we can get to a lower level, we could get a Sandshrew, but that's not that interesting. Because unless Gen 4 fixed them, Sandshrew is not a good Pokemon. I think the way to the downstairs is up here. Curious to see if they fixed Sandshrew, though. Really ought to buy some repels at some point. Yeah, I'm just curious to check while we're sort of wandering and waiting for something to show up. Yeah, because not Geodude. Onix can appear, but is easily the lowest chance, so it may be a minute if we really want to get that one. Okay. Yeah, alright. Sandshrew has, like, some stuff in this gen. Oh, hey, a worthless item. But not, like, anything crazy. They learn Sand Tomb, Rollout. Rollout is really the best thing they learn, I think. Which isn't, like, crazy. Yeah, God, Sandshrew, I feel like, could be such an interesting mon if they just had a good moveset, but they just don't. So I think, honestly, what I'm gonna do is just sort of make my way through the cave, and if an Onix shows up, I'll catch it. Not worry about going downstairs for the Sandshrew. But if we get through without anything, we can come back once we have either a fishing rod or the surf capability, so that we could catch ourselves a water type. That very much was a quick turn. Yeah, no, very much so. Sandshrew and Sandslash are ones I enjoy from a design standpoint, for that simple but effective vibe. But, God, does it just not do good. Alright, I wonder how much a lick does. It's physical, so, you know. Oh, you have paralysis, okay. Alright, just gonna keep licking, because now it's paralyzed. Yeah, I feel like there are quite a few Pokemon that are like that, especially in these more middle gens. Because I don't, like, know a ton about movesets in later games, but it seems like, generally speaking, whenever I look at more modern movesets, that they are much more established and, like, thorough for most mons, even if some are inevitably still better than others. Dear God, a Geodude? I need to turn off Switch Mode. I say that every time that it comes up, but I need to. Just gonna keep licking. Ugh, that's so little damage. I'm gonna swap. We have an objectively better option. Alright. Your speed is up. Oh no! You're almost counteracting the paralysis! Oh, well, double rock polish. That actually might get them to positive. Anyways, Razor Leaf. We still outspeed. Get one shot. Maybe shouldn't have exclusively rock polished. Oh god, another Geodude! Oh, by the way, feel free to let me know if the sound is, like, off at all. It shouldn't be different from last time, so it should be fine, but just making sure. Alright, there we go. God. Just ate food, so I got something stuck in my teeth. Only on Friday. Incredible. Anyways, apologies for me picking my teeth. There's just a bit of food in my teeth that is really bugging me. Alright, can we avoid this guy? Seems like we can. I didn't know Sandshrew could appear here. What? Okay. I guess we're catching a Sandshrew after all that shit talk. Immediate hypnosis, solid. Yeah, no, I'll turn off switch mode. What am I doing? Hopefully this doesn't kill. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't. Oh, does it not even have a damaging move? This poor Sandshrew. Yeah, okay. You no longer need to watch me pick my teeth. So it's paralyzed already, solid. Just gotta lick it once or twice more. And then I will throw a ball. There we go. Yeah, no. I don't think Sandshrews gonna come up. Why am I swapping Mons? But who knows? Zyvit may die. No, not Zyvit. Zix. Zyvit was another Geodude we had. Oh, they're already blending together. What the fuck am I gonna do once we're to, like, Gen 6 or some shit? Alright, we caught ourselves a Sandshrew. What to name it? Lemnuli. Lemnuli, go to the box and never return. Go where you belong, alongside the Bellsprout. Alright. While I'm thinking about it, actually, though, I will turn off switch mode before I forget again, because I am sort of just straight vibing. That, I gotta say, that is what I very much appreciate about these... That is the wrong thing. What I appreciate about these Pokemon Nuzlocke streams is even though often they end up being, like, tense or whatever because it's a Nuzlocke, it, first and foremost, is just chill. It's not the kind of thing I need to, like, be analyzing or critiquing or, like, anything like that with the rest of my content, which I love doing, but it definitely is a different vibe. So, this works quite nicely for me as, though I am, of course, still, like, on, I am doing a thing here, I am streaming, but it honestly is just, like, the kind of thing I'd be doing in my own time, just with me talking more. Alright, a potion might be worth something at some point. Oh yeah, no, Geodudes, Zubats, honestly Rattata to an extent, are just all gonna be persistent in our runs until... I mean, Gen 3 is probably going to have a bit of a respite, but not massively so. Geodude and Zubat will absolutely be there. Maybe not Rattata, though. I forget the exact stuff for Gen 3. Alright, then. What is this music? But Gen 4, I'm pretty sure, has, like, all of that shit, so... It's gonna be wild. Oh, a Slowpoke. If they have a Psychic move, oh dear god. Are Slowpoke actually Psychic type? I always forget. I know Slowbro is. I'm gonna just roll with it. Let's see how much this does. It's super effective, but that is not worthwhile. Yeah, no, that is very fair. That is very fair. The signature dogs and rats, but otherwise... yeah, that is sort of wacky to think about. I'm trying to think about, like... Of course we get yawned. Anyways, we should be able to take him down with just one Razor Leaf. But I'm trying to think about when... Oh, well, it actually took two, which is going to be really fucking annoying here. Because we're going to be asleep. I'm trying to think about when Zubat and Geodude really stop, like, being the cave mons. And I think it honestly is just entirely beyond what I'm familiar with. Huh. Wacky. One of the most prevalent collections of mons in the series, I guess. Surely we'll wake up someday. We won't go to max sleep rounds, will we? There we go. Alright, now I forget. Did this guy have more mons? I think he might have had two more. Oh no, that was it. Already mixing up my encounters. I don't even know where I am. Do we have any repels now that we've got something? I should check my bag. Wouldn't be a medicine, I don't think. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess it would probably just be an item, so we don't have any. Oh well, we'll endure. Wrong way. Lots of random dead ends. Honestly prefer it to the darkness, though. Alright. Presumably we're not that far off from being done with this cave, though. I am eager to get out of the cave. There's Onyx. A bit late there, bud. Not that you're much better than a Sandshrew. Why am I even bother fighting? Oh, yeah. Oh, God, the name of it is on the tip of my tongue. I believe that's a Gen 5 one. Gen 5, I think, is actually where the cutoff is. Because if I remember correctly, Black and White were almost entirely their own mons, at least for base game. Alright, though, we can now get a new encounter here. Just taking a gander. For night, Zubat and Rattata are the only options. If we come in the day or morning, we could get ourselves a Hoppip. And then if we headbutt a tree, we could get an Apom or a Heracross. Or a Spearow. I don't know if we have a Spearow yet. I honestly forget. Honestly, we can check the Pokedex. Okay, we've seen a Spearow, but we haven't caught a Spearow. Alright, either way, can't really catch anything here right now. Of course. But might come back once we either get headbutt or just off of stream when I have the time and it's not the night. Anyways, time to kill some rocks. Ah, it's raining. Too bad for them. I am eager to get a water type. I feel like water types are just sort of like universally good. Like, obviously there are scenarios that water types don't work well in. They have their weaknesses, but more often than not, water type can just sweep. Alright, what other rock do you have for us? That's not a rock! Anyways, let's see what a Razor Leaf does to him. Only half, wow, okay. Anyways, they wasted their turn, so they're dead. And a crit. Obviously increased crit ratio, but very fitting for Clemu. If I remember last time correctly, Clemu very much was trying to prove themselves just through critting constantly. Alright. Yeah, you're a hiker. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Don't give me your phone number, please. I do not want your phone number. I do not want randomly to be called in the middle of, like, walking through a place. I don't know if there's a way to do it within the game. Like, I don't think there is, but there might. I don't know. If I really was desperate to, I could fiddle with, my official gaming device. But I don't know, that might be a little bit more effort than I'm willing to put in for a single encounter that really won't mean much because it's a grass type, and we have a starter that's a grass type. I'd much rather come back once we have Headbutt or something. Alright. So, if I remember correctly, if we go here, we can talk to this guy, and he'll go fight Team Rocket, and then we can help him out. Yep, there we go. Even if I don't remember names and shit, I fairly distinctly remember the, like, key plot points of this game. Alright, just gonna, while I'm thinking about it, see if we can buy some repels. Maybe a few more balls, who knows. Alright, we don't really need any more balls, I don't think, but we can buy repels. Realistically, we don't need that many. I don't want to spend, like, all of my money, so I'll buy 6. Oh yeah, easily, Clemu is the highest crit, like, amount of any starter. I don't think we have anything we want to sell. But just sort of pondering. Ah, yes, the battle items. We can sell these. Just to clean up the inventory and have a little extra money. Alright, there we go. Alright, and then we can go down here. Just thinking about it, we are realistically going to be up against Team Rocket, so Zubats, Rattatas, maybe some Primers and Coughings. Okay. Nothing too crazy. But then for Slowpoke Cave, I guess we'll be catching a Slowpoke. Because it's Zubat or Slowpoke. And I'm gonna keep... Actually, Slowpokes are good with sleep stuff, I'm pretty sure. I think either they have insomnia or something along those lines. So I might... but damaging is gonna be annoying. Whatever. Anyways, hello there. Ah, right, he's injured. Time to do it ourselves. Alright. Just gonna sort of wiggle back and forth before we fight anyone. Get our encounter and then move to our strongest warrior. That way we can throw repels on. Alright, a Zubat is not what we want. Give us the Slowpoke. What's the percentage on the Slowpoke? 15% gross. Oh, yeah. No, that's fair. It always was a sort of a reality check moment, I feel like, in a weird way, of that Pokemon are just sort of animals, and thus, like, people would eat them? I don't know, just like, that's something that's always stuck with me, even as a kid, of just that weird thing of like, it rarely occurs to you as a kid, but then when it's just like brought up specifically, wild. Alright. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I, after a little bit, might just start progressing through the area and hoping we run into one. Alright, yeah, no, honestly, let's just do that. We'll just find our way through, and then when we run into one, we run into one. Ooh, we get to hear the Team Rocket music. Oh yeah. Okay, that is solid. Good to know. Anyways, this is a normal type Pokemon. I cannot lick it. So I'm gonna just Hypnosis it and then swap. Of course we're missing our Hypnosises. Yeah, no, Slowbro into Slowking is actually a very solid, like, boon for the team in a lot of ways. Alright, it's asleep. We can get a clean switch. Let's give Clamou some time in the sun, because they aren't going to be getting it in the gym fight. Bringing a Grass-type into the Bug-type gym does not sound smart. Even if we have Synthesis. What is this Rattata? Anyways, presumably dies. There we go. What else you got for us, oh random grunt? A Rattata, but again! Whoa, it's a level higher. Gumkus is absolutely the best rat. These rats have done nothing to us. Gumkus would have either killed us or itself in that time. Alright. Leveling up, nice. God. I am way more nostalgic for the music in this game than, like, I have any real conscious understanding of. These songs are just, like, ingrained into my psyche, honestly. But it's not the kind of stuff I think of, really, when I think nostalgic music for whatever reason. Right. Because we're gonna be running into Rattatas and stuff, I'm gonna just swap over to Clamou. Clamou is our big, just, like, powerhouse right now anyways. In a weird way. I gotta say, I do appreciate that story-wise for Team Rocket, this, like, Johto Gen 2 introduced the named underlings that then obviously every game since has, like, done with the, like, lieutenants or whatever. Because just fighting Giovanni, like, oh, yeah, I guess that isn't going to be super effective. This is a flying type. But just fighting Giovanni 3 times or whatever it is like, it's cool for the reveal of him being gym leader, but it's sort of silly to just fight him 3 times without him actually being your rival. So I enjoy there being the variety of, like, named antagonists. Anyways, when in doubt, tackle. Ekans, okay. This is something that we can... Oh, but intimidate, gross. But we can still Razor Leaf it. Curious to see how much this does. Not a lot, because it's still not very effective, I guess. Is poison resistant to grass? It is! I did not realize that. How does that never come up, or at least recently enough for me to think about it? How much does it tackle? Also not much. We did get intimidated, so... Oh, because we're wrapped, we can't swap now, can we? Well, I'm gonna Synthesis either way. Yeah, that's nice. We're not losing this. Even if our attack gets brought into oblivion and defense gets brought into oblivion. I'm gonna see if we can swap even though we're realistically not in danger. Yeah, no, we can't. I was correct in remembering that. So let's just go for Razor Leaf for the crit chance. Oh, nice! That's really solid. Yeah, I am looking forward to, in these games that are later into the series with more mons and, like, the more updated, like, mechanics and stuff, to be able to do more of those fun gimmicks. Because though we did some gimmicks in the Gen 1 runs, really there's not a lot that we were able to pull off gimmick-wise other than just, like, this is this type, this is this type. We taught a move that isn't normally on this mon. Where stuff like that is always fun. I wasn't sure, actually. Probably it's something worth checking at some point. I always forget if poison actually is immune to poison or not. I feel like this rock has an item in it. I was right. It's largely useless. Ah, the Slowpoke. Perfect. Of course, we have Clemu out right now. Clemu is our strongest warrior, though. We don't want to Razor Leaf for sure. I'm honestly gonna Poison Powder and just sort of start throwing balls. I might Synthesis first, just to let its health go down and make sure we're at solid health. We have plenty of Synthesises, after all. Having a heal move this early is insane. Alright, we're about to fall asleep, but that's fine. Yeah. Oh, it's freaking Spiritomb. Anyways, worked well. We got the Slowpoke immediately. What to name it? Yeah, it almost certainly was the level advantage that did it there. Okay. This also is our water type, actually. That's nice. Arbrega. Honestly, probably gonna put Arbrega onto the team, depending on what their moveset is. If they have any water-type moves or learn any water-type moves, that is real solid for us. And also just Psychic-type moves would be nice. A rat! Kill the rat! There can only be one rat. Oh god, I think you might be right. I think there was a talking Slowpoke at some point in that movie. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, though, so I do not remember. Alright. Honestly, gonna just, because we're not in real danger, yeah, no. Poison types are immune to poison. That's super effective, Jesus. Let's just go for the crits. Keep it simple. I guess we could swap to rock throwing. That's probably better. Especially if they confuse us. Don't want to deal with that. Rock throwing time. Not astonish. It dealt 2 damage. Anyways, get trucked to rock at you. Do not scrutinize the structure of that sentence. It definitely made sense. There we go. Maybe I'll put Vizix in front because the Zubats and Ekans are resistant to grass and stuff. So, rock chucking is probably the way. Vizix is just a bit of an MVP in general. Yes, no, very much so, I would say so. God, even just talking about that movie, though, makes me want to rewatch it. I really want to sort of get back to that binge I was doing a while ago. Because I got pretty far, all things considered, through the, like, true original bit. Was in the Orange Islands. Yeah, alright. Gonna bring Vizix to the front. Time for a semi-big fight. Who knows? I don't even know what level this guy is, so he might be utterly screwed, but I don't think so. We have some good mons. Let's see how we handle Executive first. A bat, a Zubat, rock, go! Who knew that the way to solve every problem is throwing rocks? Proof. Rocks are the ultimate weapon. You kill birds with them, you kill bats with them, you kill bugs with them. Ooh, magnitude! That's a nice pickup. Defense Curl is just a single tier of defense. Rock Polish is sharply increased speed. I'll get rid of Defense Curl. Realistically, I'll get rid of both in time. But now we have both a ground and a rock type move. Ah, coughing. Anyways, let's see how it does against rock. No, not the accuracy down. Anything but that. Anyways, we hit ya. Okay, it actually handles rock pretty well. Let's see how it handles it but again. Yeah, that is one of the few things I know about the manga, is that is something that happens. I am So curious. That was a crit? Jesus Christ. So curious what that looks like in practice for the story. Yo, the crit rock. The Zix coming in clutch. Lots of XP, okay. Well, that should be Team Rocket, meaning we should be able to just go to the gym now, seeing as we picked up our Slowpoke. Alrighty. Yeah, so thinking about teams... Don't want to bring Grass, so Clemu can sit in the back for now. The Zix is realistically gonna be what answers everything, but we want to have as many mons correct as possible. I was just spam talking to this man, and I don't really need to do anything there. Yeah, sure, I'll take his number, I guess. He's an actual, like, relevant NPC. Oh god, we're poisoned. At least we're back to town. Yeah, no, very much so. That is very much a issue, I feel like, that gets resolved over time for the most part. But yeah, very much these early game gyms are fucked up by rocks. Which, honestly, not too surprising. I think most people would get destroyed by rocks. Okay. So, Wiblu doesn't really do much right now other than sleep people and be silly. But, you know, not, like, bad, so can keep them. Clemu, for reasons pointed out earlier, will be leaving out. Gumkiss is just powerful, so might as well keep. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. God. Huh. And then Crumba doesn't have any flying-type moves yet, but maybe if we level them to the cap, they might. Either way, no reason not to bring them. They're a flying-type. And then this is a bug Pokemon. I don't know how useful that is. Let's see what else we got. Well, we can bring our Slowpoke in. See what they have in store. Slowpoke. Replacing the bug. And then for this gym, probably, because they're an actual flying type with flying type moves. That sounds good to me. Alright. Let's get him leveled up real quick. If I... Well, actually... Well, we'll get them partially leveled, and then we'll wait for the last few levels once we're at the main gym leader. I think I'll bring them all to 15, because the cap is 17, and then go from there. Bobble-a-bob. Alright. God, I named some goofy names. Ooh, Nightshade! That is not bad right now. This early in the game? Just guaranteeing, like, 17 damage for the main fight? Unable to fully... Yeah, that's what goes. Like, it's obviously not much damage, but it's probably better than Lick in most cases. And then Gumkiss. I wonder if Gumkiss will get Hyper Fang in this, like, level range. That would be so silly if that, like, can't be the case, because I don't think it's worth it, but, oh, that would be so funny. just the tree meter hypnosis combo. Oh, God. Just a full gimmick team. Alright. Curious to see what our Brega has in store for us moves-wise. Anyway, it's gonna expedite this, because it's a few more levels. Oh! Water gun! A water-type move. That's good. Rather than fucking nothing. Oh god, what does Curse do for normal types? Oh god. I sort of hate that it doesn't say. Also, it sort of sucks that we have a special attack down. Curse. Raises attack and defense, but lowers speed. Yeah, let's keep that. Our speed is already shit. Not gonna mess up much. So, yeah, let's go with Growl. Let's get rid of Growl. Alright. But yeah, so... with Hoot Hoot, who I believe knows Peck, when I glanced at their moveset earlier. Vizix knowing Rock Throw. And then just, you know, the rest of our mons being decently strong in general. Should be pretty solid in this gym. Ah, confusion. That's nice. Oh, that is so silly. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep Yawn and get rid of Tackle, because we have people who can do normal type. Having some Psychic is always nice. Does Bug and Psychic have any interaction? Is Bug weak to... well, isn't Psychic weak to Bug or some shit? Yeah, Psychic is weak to Bug, but Bug is neutral to... well, Psychic is neutral to Bug. Okay. Yeah, alright. Other than Fire, we have basically everything that goes against Bug. And yeah, we'll go with this, and then we will make sure we're properly leveled once we get to the gym itself. Well, the gym leader itself. Bugsy Shellfall today. Presumably this will not go as bad as a certain other gym. Okay, I remember this gym's puzzle, just need to think about it, so if we do that one, we'll go there. Which is nothing. Cool. I know it was the middle that we wanted to go to, but I thought we needed a lever or something. In which case, though, it would be this one. Then looks like we have a mandatory fight. Yep. And then we have the next tier of the puzzle. Oh god, a Weedle! Rock Throw. Kill it with rocks. Oh god, a Kakuna! Rock Throw. Who knew bugs die to rocks? Yeah, and that's the reason I didn't fully level, because we might just hit it naturally on some of our mons. Oh, the full progression! Anyways, this is especially weak to rocks. Oh god, it's hitting 3 times! For a crit for the 3rd one, and a 4th time! 5 hits! Oh! Anyways, we're fine. And we probably one-shot. Yep. Bug flying does not handle rock well. And that's most of a level, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we might need to swap off of physics in a moment here. Okay, so if we go there, we're gonna end up in that fight, where if we turn that off, we'll go to that fight. Okay, so we're guaranteed to do a fight, but that has the blue lever there. So if we go ba-ba, turn it off, ba-ba-ba. Yeah, okay. Not that hard of a puzzle, just requires a tiny bit of thought. Oh, this is probably going to be a duo battle. Don't think we have Problem Bob in the second slot. Not that it really matters. Alright, let's chuck a rock at Ladybug, and just use Nightshade on the Spinnerack. Alright, that's about half its health. And this should just one-shot. Yeah, no, very much so, that is a good thing. Because otherwise, that could be a bit rough. Yeah, not very effective against the Poison Ghost. Yeah, realistically, don't even need to use a rock throw here. Save the EP. But yeah, after this fight, I'll swap physics from the front slot, because they probably have leveled up here. Oh, they didn't even level up. Okay, never mind. Of course, if we get to the gym leader themselves, and we don't have to do any fights, which looks like that's going to be the case, it wouldn't even matter, but... Alright, and then we do that, and we just ride along. But now, before we begin the fight, we level up the final levels. One more for physics. Two more for everyone else. Don't expect anything crazy to happen in these levels, but just want the stats. The stats alone are valuable. Oh, reflect. Okay. Okay. They have Peck and Hypnosis, and then Tackle. They are a normal type Mon, so a normal type move is actually sort of worth having. But let's keep Uproar. Alright. Now, time to not make the mistake I made last time of over-leveling our Mons. That would be annoying. There's Hyper Fang. That is a nice upgrade. Focus Energy is not great, and Quick Attack has value. Alrighty. And then one more to Gunkus, and then the Arbrega and Crumbo ones. Gunkus grows in power today. Here's to hoping Gunkus doesn't burn out like all of the other rats. Just fucking explode the moment we get too far into the game. Alright, last level. Would love if you learned, like, Wing Attack or something suddenly. Ah, hell yeah! Thanks, Crumbo! I called it! Okay, we have a good share of people who have Bite. Leech Life certainly exists, but that is a power 20 non-stab move. It's a 55 accuracy fusion move. And then there's Astonish. I'll get rid of Supersonic, though Confusion can be nice sometimes. Its accuracy is so low, and Confusion can so easily just do nothing. Alright, that should be all of the leveling. Just to double check, though. Yep, and the Zix can be in front, though they've taken a tiny bit of damage. They should be fine. And Bobla Bob is a easy swap, if need be. Oh, true, both Astonish and Bite have flinch chance, so I can probably get rid of Astonish next. Alright, Bugsy, you got 3, immediately starting with the ace. Okay. Joke's on you, because you're bug flying, Rock Throw does the most to you. Alright, we hit, good. Probably don't one-shot, but yeah, okay, not quite. A berry, I guess. That's nice because that takes them out of heal range. I'm just gonna Rock Throw again. Okay, quick attack. Not that much. There we go. That is arguably the biggest threat. Jesus Christ, an entire level? I mean, we're in the middle of the gym match, so leveling doesn't really matter. Alright. I'm gonna get rid of Rock Polish in the name of self-destruct, because it's funny. We may need to explode someday, and it will be funny. And then a Metapod. This is such a non-entity. We chuck a rock at it. Oh, very much so. Very much all according to Kotaku. I don't know why, but I just randomly, like, thought about this. Well, it makes sense. It's what the meme is from. I have never actually seen Death Note, but I feel like, though there would be merit to me watching it, there's a lot of it that's lost because I've just been spoiled to almost every plot point due to it just being such a cultural phenomenon. But I feel like it probably would be worthwhile me watching it at some point. Wow, actually survived! Anyways, that absolutely is going to be a potion from them. Hoping that was a low roll so that I don't need to... Yeah, okay, good, good. Was a low roll. And that is the gym, swept by a single rock with arms. The Zix is queen. Alright. Got the Hive badge. Ah, yes, we can cut now. And U-turn! Ah, okay. That's pretty nice. Alright, if we swap this, it should just bring us back, yep. And then... go. Oh, that's the second gym? Let's see, what's our new level cap? 19? God, that's fucking nothing. We basically can't use Zyvit. Not Zyvit, Zix. Too many weird-ass rock names. Yeah, no, like, we have the Zix at 18th level halfway to 19th. That is already the level cap, jeez. Might as well swap them out of the front spot, then. Let's give her Brega. Anyways, Jesus Christ, Brega is a tank. 60 health already? I don't think it would have Sturdy, but maybe? I honestly don't know. Alright, let's get Clamu back into the team, and then we can move on to the next bit. I forget, do we need to pick up cut, or do we just get it naturally through the next bit? I might take a quick look into, like, the nearby houses. Classic me multitasking, resulting in me doing everything slower. Bubble Bob isn't really needed right now, I don't think. Gumkiss is here as long as we can justify it. Crumbo is honestly pretty solid, especially now that they have wing attack. And yeah, alright. Oh yeah, fair, very fair. Yeah, my anime watching experience is sort of wacky, because, like, I, as a young kid, would catch, like, oh, we have a rival fight! I forgot about that. I think we're fine on that, though. I think we should be set up. Yeah, I'm hoping Physix can handle it, but first we gotta deal with this, I guess. Alright. I honestly forget constantly, is Arbrega a psychic type? They are concerning, but they're tanky, so... Confusion should be the answer. They failed the smite, yeah. Didn't do anything yet. But, nice, one shot, okay. But I, as a kid, like, fairly young, would catch, like, new Pokemon episodes, reruns of old Pokemon episodes, and then, Dragon Ball Z Kai, when that was airing. So, honestly, our Breaker could sweep this. So, that was, like, my early anime experience. And then I ended up just not watching the channels that would have more anime when I was more in, like, my middle age of childhood, my adolescence, I suppose. And, ew, bite, gross. And so any anime I watched after that was much more of my own explicit, like, volition. I think the next anime I watched was Attack on Titan, of all things, when I was in middle school. Yeah, I really ought to go and watch that at some point, though. Alright. This really is just an Arbrega sweep. It was very solid of me to put them in front, because we had an answer for everything. Of course we hurt ourselves, though. Presumably we should be fine here, unless they keep smoke screening. Don't hit yourself again. Okay, good. That probably will kill. Yeah, we are one level lower, actually, so it's probably one of those. So, yeah. God, they keep smoke screening. Yeah. No, that's very fair. Inuyasha is another one I never caught, but have, like, heard good things about it, and very much know that that was, like, the kind of way that a lot of people first got into it, was just that rerun style of thing. There's a lot of shows like that. I'm honestly shocked that Dragon Ball was the really only one that I ended up, like, seeing early on. Yeah, anyways, I'm yawning so that once it falls asleep, I can pivot to something that isn't so close to death. And also something that's not smoke screens to all hell. Yes, no, very much so. Arbrega is as much their own enemy as the enemy of our actual enemy. Honestly, Physix This is probably going to be the last fight they can do before they have to temporarily leave the team so that they don't over-level, but fuck it. Ideal option. Okay, magnitude 6. Acceptable. Enough to kill. Oh, didn't even level up. Okay, nice. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. There is a lot of shows like that that I feel like are very much of their time, but I can still appreciate. I found that usually I'm pretty good at sort of accepting media sort of like where it is coming from in a lot of ways. Just in the sense of like, I enjoy playing a lot of games that are like older than my time and stuff, just to sort of like see where a series comes from or something like that. Like, I think I've mentioned it before on some stream, but I tend to, with games, play like the first game in a series, even if I more so want to play the newer games in the series, but just because I want to see like the progression and like what it came from. And I think a lot of that has sort of led to me, in a lot of media, just being more open to the idea of just like, this is a product of its time, whether that's culturally or like technically, limitations-wise. And I don't know, it's just sort of led to me, I think, enjoying media more. Oh, this is a new route. I guess we are getting a Paris. Cool, alright, sure. Huh. I didn't know that there was a sequel to Inuyasha. Huh. Alright, we don't want to kill this thing. So I'm just gonna poison powder. I missed. And it stun spored us, goddammit. Why am I trying to swap already? I want a poison powder. Why is it trying to status us? What is this fight? This is such a non-fight right now. What is this Paris doing to not have attacking moves? Why are we missing so much? Okay, it has Scratch. Why wasn't it doing that before? Finally. Alright, now I'm gonna pivot to a Mon that's higher level. Yeah, let's go to Wibloo, sure. Can't get hit by Scratch, so might just be immune. Even if we're stunned, that's fine. Alright, let's see how many bowls it takes to catch this Paris. Just the one? There we go. Nice and easy. No one has caused us problems yet. Been smooth sailing so far. I generally feel like it's the very beginning of runs that is the most difficult until late game. It's the beginning and the end, usually. Okay. Of Moch. Yeah, I believe this is where Headbutt comes from. So we actually should consider who we want to get Headbutt. Also, I'm probably going to want to go back to heal at some point here. Alright, but we have our encounter here, so we can realistically rappel our way through this area. If I remember correctly, we have a bit of a silly puzzle here with Farfetch'd, yeah. And then we'll get cut or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Headbutt Guy is here, I just forget if we can get to him yet or not. I'm not sure who would want to learn Headbutt, though. A few people could, I believe. Maybe we just could pick him on to be sort of our HM/TM person. Whoa! A useless item! Alright, the repels already wore off. Jesus, normal repels are short. Okay, where is... There they are. Okay. Right, okay, so we need to scare them this way. And then we make it look to the side. We go around this, and don't step on those twigs, and then we catch it. Oh, that is very true. If the middle goes poorly, you're gonna have a tough time in the end. That is very fair. Alright, am I remembering in this being how we get cut? I hope it is. Yep, seems like it. Very good. We also gotta figure out who's getting cut. Alright, well, I guess let's see who can learn it. Yeah, because cut is basically just a higher power tackle. Clemu and Gumkiss are the only ones who can in our current party. Gumkiss, I guess it is. Yeah, that's a good point. I think Gumkiss... Gumkiss isn't gonna use cut at all, but sure, I guess. And then we'll see about Headbutt. Because I don't even know if they can. I would assume so, but I'm not sure. Alright. Repel wore off. Let's use another one. Let's see. I think that is the guy. Just need to remember how to get to him. Okay, is there an item there? There is. There totally is. I thought that was a random dead end. We're gonna run out of repels before we're through this place. Incredibly worth it. I mean, that is money. That pretty much just translates to repels and Pokeballs. Can we just fully wrap around here? Seems like it. Yeah. I feel bad relegating, Gumkiss to HM, but yeah. Realistically, with our current setup, it's the best option. Alright. Yep, Headbutt. Let's see who can learn it. Seems like everybody. Yeah, okay. Let's see. True. That is very true. Okay. Given all of the fucking moves we have, Hyper Fang may cause flinch, but its accuracy is a little lower, and though its power is a little higher, I think I'm gonna prioritize Quick Attack over Hyper Fang, because Hyper Fang and Headbutt are pretty similar, because it also might cause flinch. Yeah, I think that makes sense, because Bite is just, damn it, like, type diversity. Cut we can't get rid of, and Quick Attack has uses. Who needs your teeth when you have a fucking forehead? Your skull is powerful enough. Alright, but now we can go headbutt things if we want. Which, honestly... we don't need to yet. Part of me is tempted to go back to different towns and start headbutting things, but we don't need to yet. Right, the Kimono Girls. I always forget about the Kimono Girls. I know they come up later with the, like, catching of the legendaries. But I always forget that they, like, individually play parts in the story. No matter how minor. Anyways, nice of Clemu to show the way. That is a good item. That is useful. Is there an item here? There is not. Don't need to use Headbutt, we've already caught something here. Alright, Repel, we're off, but we're right here, so it's fine. Alright, now I forget, can we go straight to the gym? Oh, and this is another route. Okay, what do we have in store here? Drowsy, Abra, or Ditto? Interesting. Or if we headbutt, we could get Execute or Pineko. Okay. I mean, Psychic types are Psychic types. Let's see what we get. Yeah. Drowsy. Alright, most common option. Not surprising. I'm still paralyzed. Joke's on you, I'm already paralyzed. You can't fucking... you can't hypnosis me while I'm paralyzed. Yeah, I feel like for routes, unless there is just no other valid options, Headbutt is not going to be what we want. Usually it's just going to be better to do whatever is in the route, but occasionally it might come up. Get in the ball. Damn it. Keep trying to hypnosis us, buddy. It'll work someday. But Headbutt is a big gain, though, just in general, for going through towns. One of these is bound to work. There it is. Even with us being paralyzed. Alright, we got ourselves a Drowsy. Graham Crackle. I have no idea where that came from. Yeah, no, very much so. Very much so. Would be nice to get those if we can at some point, but we'll see when it happens. Anyways, yes. Our good old friend Lyra, or Lyra, I never know how to pronounce the name. And the daycare tutorial. No need to leave anything here, though. Alrighty. We didn't have her number before? Okay, weird. Anyways, also very funny for her grandma to be like, is this your boyfriend? And her going, no, we just live with each other. Anyways, here's my number. I don't know, just sort of funny to me. Alright, that's a worthwhile number. Do we really need both of them? Alright, let's see. Can we avoid this guy? Yes, we can. Presumably if we're all the way over here. Yep, there we go. Ah, an item! Yes, very much so. Ah, we were one off of an Abra. Shame. Still got a Psychic type. I don't know why, but I'm just generally more fond of Abra. Ooh, Embargo. I do not remember what that does. Wow, okay. Right before we get out of the grass. Okay. But yeah, no, I know, like, next to nothing about it. Because I've never played the game that she's from. And, God, we cannot escape. Where, at least for Lyra and Ethan, I, you know, have played the games they're from. No matter how little they have. Alright, let's heal up. Almost every encounter, yeah. The only one we didn't get was Ditto. Alrighty. Let's see, can we go straight to the gym, or is there stuff we need to do? Oh, we have the game corner now, jeez. What do we need to do to get in here? Right, we gotta do the radio stuff. This should be it, I believe. Yep. Right, we gotta do the quiz. Sure. Yes. Yes. Not apricots, it's apricorns. This is such a niche question. No? You can't, okay, interesting. Time to try it again. Anyways, Lyra was calling us, I guess. Huh, okay. Wacky. Sort of the opposite, then, of me, I guess. Yeah, in which case, I guess that's true. Okay, that was just a random guess, because I have no way to know that one. Not the kind of things I remember. Alright, time to speedrun this. There we go. Alright. Time to actually fight the gym now. Yeah, gym leaders are certainly an interesting bunch. Sort of hard to tell what their, like, actual function is sometimes outside of gyms. So just to double check, we can actually access... Yeah, okay. So let's figure out what our team is for this normal type gym. She only has 2 Mons, and they're both just normal. But one of them is the Miltank. So, you know. Alright, we do have a Ghastly. We don't have anyone who, with fighting type is unfortunately the case. Ghastly... yeah. Wibblue can't do anything other than put people to sleep. So I think I'm gonna swap them out. Otherwise, there's nothing super effective that we have, so we just want our most powerful warriors. Because they're already fairly well leveled, let's bring Bobbleabob. That makes sense, that makes sense. Interesting sort of, like, plot thing, though, that it, like, every 3 years is new arcs. Huh, that's sort of an interesting thing. Okay. Yeah, realistically, it's just most powerful warriors do what they need to, which will probably be Clamu and the Zix, but then everyone else can be there to do their work. Yeah, I think that's fine. Not a ton we need to do in the way of strategy, because the main thing is Vizix is gonna be more resistant than most to things. But the Miltank does have a rollout, I believe. So, want to be careful about that. Yeah, so it really will be Vizix here. And maybe actually don't bring Bobbleabob because rollout is rock. Yeah, let's do that. And then instead of Crumba, I guess we can bring Lemnuli. My brain and tongue and mouth were failing. And we can go with that, I guess? Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, realistically, Vizix handles this entirely, because rock is... ground resists rock, so Geodude is fine. It's really just we didn't want the birds, or the bugs. Yeah, and Sandshrew is basically here, for the purpose of being another vaguely tanky thing, even if it, offensively isn't great. So yeah, let's just get things to vaguely on level, and then we'll make our way through. Level 19 is the cap, so I'll bring everyone up to 17, I think. Just gonna be quick about this. Oh, we are getting the evolution, that's nice. Very nice. Getting Bayleaf. Clamu is now Bayleaf. I gotta say, I do really like Bayleaf's design. It honestly might be my favorite of the line. Like, Chikorita is cute. I like Chikorita. But I really like Bayleaf's design for whatever reason. Cram Crackle. Let's get you up. We're actually gonna finish our first stack today. Cram Crackle learns Headbutt. We didn't need to worry about teaching it to fucking Crocus. It is just better than Pound, other than PP. Cool. Oh well. Not like a big deal. Besides, Cram Crackle won't be in our party, like, too much. Yes. No, I feel like Johto is that perfect spot where they were having to do a bit more creative things in some places because they already had done some of the most basic stuff in Gen 1, but they hadn't gotten so elaborate with the designs yet to sort of lose some of the simplicity that is there, which I very much appreciate. I feel like all three starter lines are very solid for, like, designs. I very much think they're all very solid. It's just I've, you know, never really used Chikorita for whatever reason. Anyways, Rapid Spin? Why? Like, it technically has use case, but why? Nah, I'm fine. Oh, nah, no, I'll get rid of Defense Girl. If we ever get, like, wrapped or something. Yeah, no, timeline stuff in Pokemon stories is always funny to me. Just thinking about how old characters should be, even if they're not explicitly mentioned to be so. Like, obviously I don't think about it too much in the anime, because the anime does not care about time. But you know. Alright, can't miss. 60 power. Just better than Scratch. Very weird moveset that Lemnilly learns. But we'll make use of it, even if it's not the best. Alright, that should be good, because Zix is already above 17. Alright, let's get to it. Hoping that everything goes well, hoping that Zix can sweep this gym as well. But we'll see. We'll see. If things go poorly... Well, things could go poorly. Let's see, what's the best way to maneuver this gym? Okay. So no matter what, we're going to be going through there or there. If we go through here, we can bypass that fight. We can't bypass that. And we can't bypass that, I guess. Okay. 2 mandatory fights. Snubble is a Pokemon I always forget exists. I always forget they have Intimidate as well. Anyways, Razor Leaf. Also, whenever I remember Snubble, I also always assume it's like a Gen 3 or 4 at least. Anyways, got Poison Powder, just so that this goes a little quicker. Ah, scary face. Vaguely annoying. Anyways, we Razor Leaf butt again. Okay, more than I would hope it does, but nothing scary. Oh, yeah. Gunkiss is going to just obliterate Morty. At least hopefully. Of course, we get paralyzed. That means I'm gonna either need to use an item if we have a paralyzed heal or go back to the center before we finish this. Alright, but in the meantime, I'll just swap to something else for now. Let's go to our Brega, sure. This Snubble will die to poison. That was a poor swap, oh well. It's dead, it's fine. Yes. Yes. Zix does not need to sweep every gym. Did not realize that was their only mon. Alright, do we have a Paralyze here? We do. just going to use it now so that we don't have to go back to the Pokemon Center immediately. Alright, another mandatory fight. Hopefully we'll be able to just use a potion or two to keep everyone on top of things before we enter the fight. Because I do not want to unnecessarily walk back to the center. Alright, let's Razor Leaf, see how much damage it does. We're not intimidated anymore, so... I'll take the crit! I appreciate that, Clamou. Can we do that again? Or at least one shot, regardless of if it is a crit? Apparently not. Sad. Disable! God damn it. I guess I'll tackle you. Jigglypuff was a solid running joke. It's very interesting having gone back and, like, watched the anime again, like the original anime stuff, because God, do I feel like it was so much more of a prevalent gimmick early on, but it very rarely comes up, honestly. Like, I think it comes up more in Johto than Kanto, because, you know, they have to introduce Jigglypuff at a certain point as that gimmick. Anyways, I'm going to power through this sleep so that we don't have to deal with waking up mid-fight or going back to the center. But a lot of those, like, gimmicks and jokes, I think, were so much more in the, like, later stuff, or were more prevalent than I thought, because I would just constantly see reruns. Alright, hopefully we can hit this last one. We're no longer disabled, hell yeah. Maybe this love will fuck us up, but hopefully not. Nope. Alright, we're up to 18, meaning only one level to level up. Reflect! Another person learning Reflect! Interesting. Just reminding myself, yeah, physical attacks are reduced. That ain't bad. Realistically, we want 2 attack options, though. Probably not a good idea to get rid of that. Because having 2 attacks is always nice in case someone gets disabled or something. I don't end up using Reflect often that much anyways, and Bobbleabob knows it anyways. Yeah, and sustain-wise, you're absolutely right, we have Synthesis. Okay. How are we looking health-wise and such? Clamou can heal themselves, but it would be better if we didn't have to waste a turn. So I'm just going to use one of the super potions to be simple about it. Because that was just more than what a normal potion would give. And then bring our Brega up to top, and there we are. Then we can bring the Zix to the front. And this is what we'll be doing. Let's make sure we're leveled, though. Alright, 19. Don't over-level the Zix. Alright. Ooh, poison gas? Okay, sure. Just a 55% chance, well, not percent. 55 accuracy to disable. Well, not about to poison. Words escape me. Honestly, I think Hypnosis is a nicer option, plus we have Poison Powder already. Yeah, that's fine. The accuracy is incredibly rough anyways. Yeah, we're gonna run out before we know it. Arbrega. Alright, no new moves for Arbrega. What about Gumkiss? Does Gumkiss learn anything? Sucker Punch? Oh. Huh. Another Dark-type move, 80 power. But it fails if they're not, yeah, okay. And Bite is 60 power and can flinch, yeah. Sucker Punch is interesting, but nah. Bite is better. Almost over-leveled Gumkiss, that was scary. I guess hypothetically against a Mon that we know is gonna do something because they're locked into it, like with Rollout or something, then it could be worthwhile, but eh. I do not care for Fury Swipes. And then that's the last level, Clemu. Alright, let's do it. Ken Vizix, sweep another gym. Hopefully. I know Whitney has been the end of many a Nuzlocks. But Vizix has been the end of many a gyms. Alright, so nothing is super effective here. We are just here to resist. So I'm gonna go with Magnitude. Double slap, shouldn't hurt much. Yeah, we're fine. 9-2 to 6, let's see how much this does. Okay, not as much as I'd hoped, but that was only a 6. Alright, wasting our time with some slapping. That's a crit, okay. Good to know that's what a crit looks like. Another Magnitude 6 won't kill, annoying. But that means unless they heal, which I don't think they will, but yeah, they did, okay. I guess they were pretty close to red. Anything if not consistent. The Zix did not expect to be that consistent. They've learned Magnitude, oh god! That's where we get the 7! Desperate measures! Seriously? Alive at 1? Let's just tackle. Yeah, better to waste the potion here than on the Miltank. Not that the Miltank even needs the potion, because I believe they have Moo Milk or whatever. Alright, the real test. We should resist everything they can do unless they have some surprise for us. And let's just hope we get a big Magnitude or something, I guess. How much does Stomp do? More than I would hope. And we flinched. Gross. Hopefully they don't just Stomp stall us. Yeah, that's... Magnitude 9, that is when we need that. Jesus Christ, that's how much... What? Okay. Well, damn. Let's see how much a Rock Throw does. And then we'll pivot, because... Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna trust we can survive one more. Yeah, we did. Don't flinch. We flinched. Okay, Jesus Christ. Okay. That is an incredibly tanky cat. Okay. Arbrega is very tanky. Has good defense as well. Has Yawn, we can build up. Presumably they're less special defense than physical defense. So should be fine. Yeah, let's bring Arbrega out. We can Yawn. and then we can hypothetically set up. Ow! Okay, we can get the yawn out, though. God, that hurts. We might at some point here need to pivot to... Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to even curse setup. I'm just going to go for confusion, I think. Actually, which one of these is higher... I was just looking at the move, but which one of these is higher power? 50, 40. 50 it is. It might leave them confused as well. Crit. Okay. Yeah, we can't take another one of those hits. So because they're gonna fall... Okay, they got the confuse. That's nice. That is nice. Oh? They have a limb berry. Okay, never mind. At least we wasted the berry. Now they're asleep. I'm gonna pivot before something horrible happens. I'm honestly gonna go to Clemu because we have Synthesis. And that's a clean swap because of sleep. And now we will just Razor Leaf spam until they wake up, and then we can put Poison Powder, and then we'll stall them. I think we've got this. It's just scary. God, is this thing taking? Alright, that's enough damage. Hopefully they don't have a second potion or some shit. And hopefully they stay asleep. I'm appreciating that. Come on, if we just crit. You love to crit, Clemu. Nope, okay. Stay asleep, please? Nah, super potion. Okay. At least that's just another turn. God, that's so little damage. We must have really high rolled before. They're still asleep, that's good. We're getting full use of this sleep. Okay. Razor Leaf again. They wake up because I think that was max. Let's see what Stomp does to us. Ugh, scary, and we flinch. Gross. Let's Poison Powder. They attract. Okay. Sure, I guess. We're immobilized by love. Great. Get the Poison Powder off, please. And we flinch. I am very afraid of that. Try Synthesis. They go faster than us. Oh! Break through the love, please! We use Synthesis. Let's see what this gets us up to. Okay, enough that we can tank another hit, potentially. Let's Poison Powder. If we can Poison Stall, that would be good. Ugh. I don't want to risk it any more than that, though, so now that we have the Poison Powder off, let's pivot. I think we'll pivot to Sandshrew, because they're a ground type, so they can sort of tank decently. Yeah, I think it might just be a massive pool of HP. Alright, but it is poisoned now, so that's good. I'm just gonna go for the damage. Of course we flinch, but we have the poison on them now, so they'll just keep taking damage. We should survive this unless they crit. And then we get the Swift off, this should be it. Doesn't kill from that, but the poison should do it. There we go. Woo! Scarier than it could have been, but I will take it. It very much a group effort. Absolutely a group effort. I was considering Sand Attack, but it wasn't really necessary at that low health, I don't think. Oh, right. She's crying, I forgot. We gotta comfort her. She did not hand over the badge yet. Yes, no, it is insane how powerful one Miltank is. It's insane. It just has so much health, it has so much stall capacity between Stomp leading to flinches, Attract leading to just wasting turns on fucking that. It's brutal. And then at the end of the day, if it really wants, it can roll out. Which, if you don't stop in time because it has so much health, you're just dead. Alright, sure, what does Lyra have to say to us? Is it anything important? Alright, never listening to what Lyra has to say again. Alright, I think we have to go here, though, to catch, like, fucking watering can. Yeah, the squirt bottle. Yes, there is a whole fucking shindig after you beat the, Claire, I believe her name is. But it's not really a big deal, just you have to go to an entire other location. Interesting that they do so much of that in this gen. I can't really think of any other gym leaders that refuse to give the badge for one reason or another. Alright. With that, though, I think I'm gonna rebox Lemnily. I want the move, not the deposit, so that it's nice and simple. Let's get our gaseous orb back. There we go. Okay. Not a clean sweep from Vizix, though. It was totally fine nonetheless. Alright. Now we can just head up. Get some encounters. Speaking of which, let's put our proper encounter lad in front. Oh, I just realized, we don't usually have Creme Crackle on the party. Oh well. We'll get our Zubat back later. Crumba. Please let me go around the sign. Alright, we can avoid them, we can avoid them. We can avoid them, but not them. Okay. Yeah, they did their job, though. They tanked long enough for the poison to handle it. Alright, we have Levitate, so this fight should not be that scary. Let's just Nightshade and see how much it does. Most of their health. Sand attack, gross. He missed the Nightshade, beautiful. Why do they have Astonish? Yeah. I really wish more games had that feature. It's just such a nice little thing. Like, it's not important or anything, but I just like it aesthetically. Alright, this one has a bit more health, but not enough to not get two-shot. And my attack doesn't matter for Nightshade, just my accuracy. Jesus Christ. Anyways, you're dead. Alright. Zubat. Yeah, Nightshade still. Bit of a blue fight. Okay, another two-shot. Ooh. With our reduced accuracy, I'm not risking that. Go on, Gumkiss. Kill a bat. Doesn't affect Gumkiss. Haha! Predicting! And then let's quick attack just to make sure that we get it first. There we Oh, it actually is a bad thing that we don't have Crumbo with us, because that's happiness loss. Every step is some happiness. Need to make sure to get them back in the party then. Alright, gonna wait for them to turn again. Taking their time. Alright, there we go. I think we'll have to fight that guy if we go that way, but that is also where our encounter is. So let's do it. Actually, I think they'll probably have a Growlithe. They are a police officer. Let's do our Braga. Yeah, I don't get why all of them knew Astonish. I find it interesting how even just random trainers will have different song, like, ditties for their approach music. That's just a nice touch. Intimidate doesn't really matter for our Braga. A water gun should do it. Alright, not a one-shot, but good, good. Well, technically speaking, it isn't Nurse Joy in every game. It's a technically distinct character because the nurses are never named in game, at least to an extent. I don't know. But it's not like outright said otherwise. But you are right. I do find it very interesting that Officer Benny is just not in the games. Alrighty, not a hard fight at all. Honestly, keeping Curse on us is probably a really solid idea, just in general. Actually, no, it buffs attack, not special attack, and whatever. We have Headbutt. Alright, let's see, what can we catch on this route at this time of night? Is it anything worthwhile? Oh, also, what is our level cap? 25! Bit of a jump. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, at night, Nidoran, male or female, Abra, Ditto, or Yanma. That is what we can get. Nice! I'll take it. It would be awesome to get, like, a Nidoran or something. Speak and they appear. Alright, it's level 12, so I want to be careful with my attacking, because it's ground type. I have nothing I can do to this thing without killing it. I really should have healed Wiblu. Anyways, our Braga for the yawn, I guess. Yes, very much so, even by Johto, the diversity of encounters is so much better. That was a crit? Jesus. Alright, it will be asleep momentarily. Okay. Well, I'll just start throwing balls. How many do I have? 4. I'll wait the turn. I don't want to kill them, though. And now I'll just start throwing. We have a handful of random balls. We have the level advantage. Okay, not surprising. They'll be asleep now, though, so a lot more life. Yeah, no, absolutely gonna want to buy more balls in town. Because we are running low. Really? just have to be difficult, huh? At least they're still asleep. And make me use all my Pokeballs. There we go. I'm not necessarily going to put them in the team immediately because we have the Zip, but good to have in the back pocket. Very much could be useful. Wabembo! That is actually a very good point. I think you can. I don't know when you start getting them, though. Alright, right. This is the fucking, like, yeah, national park. Anyways, wait, there was a box there. We can get Promba back. Give me Promba. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. And now the national park, I think, is a lot of bugs. I love some of the music in this game. Hoot Hoot is the only thing that you can catch at night. Just from grass. I guess we're gonna be headbutting? Yeah, in the day, you can catch Caterpie, Metapod, Sunkern, or Pidgey. But it's just Hoot Hoot at night. Yeah, huh, okay. I guess we'll be headbutting. Because I'm not, like, too desperate for a Caterpie or a Sunkern. And an Execute would be nice. Let's find a tree. Is this an opening? No. Oh, hey, there's an item down there, I think. Where is an opening? There it is. Alright, there's any of these trees can work, but I'm gonna go grab that item. Yep. The diversity... Wait, no, I want to pick up the item. The diversity of encounters is good, but with the addition of, like, differences of encounters at night versus not, also complicates things. Alright, yeah, let's hit a tree. We can't get a Heracross here, but we could get an Execute, which is a solid backup. Alright, nothing happened. For if something happens to our starter. We will continue ramming this rat's head into a tree until something happens. I forget what the chance of getting an encounter here is. Probably worth checking. I also don't know if it even matters to be doing different trees like this. Okay. Yeah, we are sort of abusing this rat. At least we have good music to listen to at the time being. Oh, there it is. Hopefully not something we already have. It's something we already have, so let's keep going. Your job is not done, Rumpkus. Your skull must be slammed into more trees. I don't think I have. I'm a little behind on some Zenless stuff right now, I will admit. I've been, like, weirdly busy the last, like, week or so. Partially why my, lore mystery reactions haven't been coming out as quickly as I would hope. But also just Zenless hasn't really been my priority recently. I've been doing I've been doing a lot of Genshin just with the new area and stuff. So that's sort of been where my focus has been the last few days. But yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's a good detail. Apparently, in Gen 4... Oh, okay, the Neko, okay. Sure. That'll become a Steel type, I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay, interesting. Alright, I'm gonna Poison Powder, and then just start throwing balls. That's cool. I like that. I should do that quest. I guess we're not getting anything this route. Shoulda known. Shoulda known. Oh well. We'll have plenty of other chances. Just about every town. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, another item. But, yeah, something interesting that I learned just now, though, while looking that up is, ooh, Soothe Bell, that's actually quite nice, is that, certain trees will produce Pokemon. It's like specific trees, and they will always result in a Pokemon. So, it's not, like, random chance. Okay. What am I doing? Where am I going? What is happening? Right, I was considering putting that Soothe Bell on someone. Fortress, I believe, is a Gen 2. I believe Kaneko can become Fortress in Gen 2, but either way, we're in Gen 4, so unless it requires something weird, it's not even an issue. Yeah, okay, let's put that on Prumbo. Make them friendly. Don't know if that's actually how that works, but, you know. Alright, I believe this is a Psychic Gym. Well, not gym. Trainer. So... let's get Gumkiss out here. Get that bite. We also, I guess, have another encounter on this route. Abra, okay. Bite. Does it one shot? Yes, it does. Beautiful. Oh, we can get a Growlithe on this route. In the morning, at least. Yeah, and at night. Yeah, we can get a Growlithe, we can get a Stantler, or we could get a different Nidoran. Okay. Growlithe, I think, is the thing I'd want the most. The other Nidoran is... Oh, Jesus Christ. Is the one I'd want the least, just because, you know, we already have one. Oh, I guess we also can just go for, oh god, Sudowoodo. That's the name. Because this is that route, I believe. Don't want to risk Gumkiss, so let's bring in not Crumba, because they're weak here. Guess I'm bringing in Vizix? I guess? Sure. Yeah, this is a new route, though, so it's sort of up to us if we want to Flash. Okay, sure. Just got Magnitude. I don't like this. They avoided the attack. It wasn't even due to the bad accuracy. Why are they spam flashing? Actually hit with the Magnitude 9. Nice! Through the 3 flashes. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, Vizix is a tank. We're solid. Vizix. Alright, that's Markdown. And now to decide what we want to do for our encounter. Because Sudowoodo is a rock type, I believe, where otherwise we're more likely than not gonna get a poison type in the form of the other Nidoran, but it's possible to get Growlithe. I think Growlithe will be more valuable to us just because it's a rare fire type. And that is not something that comes by often. Yeah, no, you're right. I was gonna use a potion or two rather than running back to a center, just because we either have to do the Sudowoodo fight or go a long ways. So I'm gonna do that. Gonna do that. Do that. And then, honestly, I'm just gonna top off Wibloo, because they're gonna be the one catching. And just while we're at it, to be absolutely sure, let's do a breakout. Okay. Let's see if we can get lucky. Already have one. It's a 10% chance for the Growlithe. And I think a 30% chance for, 30% chance for the Nidoran we don't have. And then a 5% chance of Stantler. So, 10% chance versus 35% chance. Alright, okay. Oh well, but hey, it gets it off of our list, assuming we can catch it. That got burned into my memory. It's asleep. Presumably it has more than 17 health. Alright, I can do that again with no issue. And then it will guaranteed be caught, pretty much. Yeah, very fucking close, but we are good. And that way, we don't need to waste any balls, because this should essentially be guaranteed. Yeah, given that it's just a pure rock type, though, what even is our best option against it? Alright, gotta name another Nidoran. I guess water. Yeah, pretty simple. Kimby. Oh, fair point, fair point. Yeah, realistically, we should be completely fine in this fight. Between our two powerful lads. Just want you to be careful of that one guy. Not do any unnecessary fights. Alright. A shame we didn't get Growlithe, but that was the more likely option anyways. In retrospect, potentially could have been good to do Sudowoodo as the encounter, but it's fine. Don't really expect to use Sudowoodo anyways if we were to get them. They are level 20. That is a tad scary, but it's only one level. And we have super effective high crit hits. With the Miracle Seed. Not a lot of damage. And now they have it. Yeah, no, that sort of was my thought process. Why? Ah! Oh! Synthesis. See where that puts us. They're probably just going to attack again. They low kicked. How much does this do? Not nearly as much. Okay, we can survive whatever they throw at us unless they crit massively. Because Razor Leaf did that much, I'm honestly going to Poison Powder, because that's the more guaranteed win state. Well, I mean, realistically, if we really... Okay. If we really are just bold about it, and I'm okay with doing legendaries, which I still am sort of on the fence about, Ho-Oh is just in our future. Alright, let's do another one of these, and then we'll pivot if they hit us hard. Yeah, I guess we were hurt a little bit before the rock was thrown. Let's just hope that they don't do, like, a massive crit. Okay. We should be fine. I'll just Synthesis. Yeah, and even if they rock throw, nope, they just flailed. That was scary. I'm honestly just gonna pivot at this point, because who knows what they can do. Let's just go to 6. Yeah, no, the fact that we outspeed is quite nice. Took a rock throw. Yep, that's fine. And now you're dead. There we go. Some of the lines in Pokemon games are just so ridiculously random. Oran berries, okay. Pecha berries, just a lot of berries. Alrighty. I know there's another route ahead, so I'm just gonna go this way so that we can heal up. Got a little scared there at the end for Clemu. But luckily things worked out. Yeah, so we should have this one route, and then I think we should be in town. And then I forget if we need to do the stuff at the Burnt Tower before the gym or not, but we'll see. Alright. Though, before we do that, I think I'm going to real quick go to the bathroom and get some more water, because I should stay hydrated with how much I'm talking. So I'm going to leave us here for a moment and go do that. Be back in a few minutes. Alrighty. Let's get back to it. Okay. So having thought about it a moment while I was, in water and stuff, I'm thinking, though realistically it means we won't go that much longer than we did last time, and I was sort of wanting to go longer, I think we have made some very solid progress, seeing as we've already beaten 2 gyms. So I'm going to go for a bit longer, but once we beat the 4th gym, I might see sort of like how I'm feeling, because it might be sort of a solid stopping point. I hypothetically could go a little longer, but I can feel myself fading a little bit, and I feel like it's a better stopping point to end after the gym rather than, like, I don't know, like in the middle of just a random route. So, I am very much enjoying myself, so don't make it, don't think that I'm, getting tired of doing it or would rather be doing other things. Just very much takes energy. I am not exactly someone who gains energy from social interaction, if you could call this that. Alright, 2 decently beefy lads. But Razor Leaf, it's both. I forgot about that. Anyways, I won't Magnitude, because that's a bad idea. See how much damage this does. Yeah. Because I just know that it's a while until the next gym, after Gym 4. And so, for the sake of good stopping point, I feel like it's probably better. Very fair. Yeah, that is a very good point as well. The sleepier you get, the more you make mistakes. Though I feel like today I've been pretty solid, all things considered. I don't think there's been any real blunders, which is nice after last time being very rough. Alright, that should be that, pretty much. We just throw a rock in the other direction, and assuming we all hit, they should go down. And a level up, nice. Solar beam? What? Don't kill Zymus, no. It's not even like I could have played around that. How would I have known this random Clefable at level 16 has Solar Beam? What the fuck? I was considering Abrega being the one to team up here. God damn it. That is so fucking annoying. Not like I could have played around that or anything anyways. Hey. How do you play around the random Solar Beam at this low level? It's, you do it and then you have to recharge, I believe. Where if it's sunny, then you don't need to recharge. But I'm pretty sure it is... Oh, yeah. Was I just not paying attention? I'm gonna look back in the stream real quick while I inevitably stop paying attention and make a mistake. Okay. Spread it out. Oh, that's what it was. There literally was no way to play around it, but if I was paying attention, I could have saved Zymus. It metronomed into Solar Beam, and it was charging up, but I didn't realize it was charging up Solar Beam because it metronomed into it. So, okay, it just got literally the exact move it wanted, and I wasn't realizing what was going on. That's what happened. That is incredibly annoying. Yeah, God. That fucking sucks. I mean, I hate saying it so immediately after losing it, but you do have replacements. You do have options. Disable is silly. Curse ups attack and defense. So, I don't think it's really worth it on our Brago. So, yeah, I'll get rid of it. Disable has use cases. I guess we'll bring one of the Nidorans in. And just after we were saying that we already have a rock type, so we don't need Sudowoodo. That fucking sucks. Alright. Okay. Oh wait, this is a new route. Got so distracted by everything else that I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Well, we must move on, no matter how much it hurts. Let's see. Route 37. Is most likely Stantler, could be Growlithe. Okay. I'll take it. Another chance at Growlithe, but more likely Stantler? Sure. Just gotta make sure Clemu is not in front. Also gonna make sure level range-wise that I'm not sending in something under-leveled. Nope. I don't care about you, Lara. We also could just see nothing but Spinnerack. Yeah, first loss of the night. Let's hope it's the only loss. I would hate to, in this final hour or so, or whatever, lose more. Of course it had to be one of our MVPs. It is just Spinnerack here. Okay. Also Hoot. I'm surprised we haven't even gotten the 30% chance of the Stantler yet. But yeah. With that, though, I want to make sure we're absolutely prepared for Morty. Oh, hey, there's the Growlithe! Nice! Very nice. Let's hope we can catch it. Intimidate. Okay, yeah. Hypnosis. Please hit it before it, like, roars. On we go! Would have been a great Mon to have, for a variety of reasons. But, nope. I knew Roar was a thing that could happen. That's why I was hoping the Hypnosis would hit. Things are suddenly not going our way. Keep trucking on, though. I don't even know if we'll get another chance for a fire type. Okay. Move on, though. Let's put Crumba out in front. Get some friendship. Yeah, I think we have to go here, but just double checking. Right, yeah, he is at the bird tower, yeah. I thought so, just thought I'd double check. Okay. Oh, we also should buy more Pokeballs. Especially because the Burn Tower actually has encounters. Gonna actually do that real quick. But might as well check what Burn Tower has then, I guess. There's the Pokemon. What am I doing? Multitasking. Something I'm great at, trust me. I also guess we can do some headbutt maneuvers. Maybe get ourselves, execute. Oh, we can get Great Balls now. Okay. Also looking at what the Burn Tower has. Coughing. It's coughing. We're getting a coughing. Or, if we are lucky, a Magmar. Okay. Surely we'll win the 5% chance versus the 50% chance. Surely. Alright, let's go for 9. That sounds about right for now. And let's buy a couple repels. Let's get 6. Sounds good. Alrighty. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, don't we also have a rival fight here? Yeah, we have a rival fight here. They go up to level 22 here. So let's just make sure we're powerful enough. So we have people at 20, but not 22. Let's make sure everyone's ready. Don't want to lose people unnecessarily. Crumble should be evolving pretty soon here, I feel like. Confuse Ray, okay. It is 100% accuracy. And Leech Life really just doesn't do enough damage to matter. But also, Astonish and Bite are just, like, sort of the same thing. So, yeah, let's get rid of Astonish. I forget what exact level Zubat evolves, but it should be soon. Maybe like 20... Oh no, it is 22! Okay, solid! Now we're just waiting on Friendship. Which, honestly, Friendship shouldn't be that bad. Because we've been walking around with them constantly, used them occasionally. Honestly, we haven't used them that much, but you know. Shouldn't be that far off, all things considered. And that's a nice upgrade. Oh wait. I have a Zix with us. They're dead. I forgot to bury the body. Forgot to bury the body. Yeah, the Soothe Bell is helping. The Soothe Bell is absolutely helping. Or at least I would assume so. We won't know until it evolves, though. Okay. Is there really much of a difference between these two? I always forget what the differences are. I know there are differences, but I always forget what they are. Realistically, gonna look at Nido King and Nido Queen for the differences, because they're where it actually shows up most. Okay. So they both have Poison Point. They have different natures. Obviously, same typing. So, high attack, sort of mid everything else for Nido King. Meanwhile, Nido Queen balances with health more, so they're more of a tank. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, that is what it is. Oh, perfect time to have a fighting type move. Definitely. Alright. Oh, wait. Yes, continue box operations. We must bury the body rather than leaving it next to everyone else. The first death of the run. Ignore the last run. The first death of the run. Huh. Sucks that it's fucking Visit, but... yeah, okay. Alright, let's get back to leveling. Sprikibby, that's what the name would be. Poison Sting, might as well, it's Stab. Even if it's only 15 power. I'll get rid of Growl. Yeah, I mean, there's Sudowoodo, which we just bypassed. And then, other than that, there's Onyx, which maybe we'll get at some point. And then I can't think of any others, really. Oh, there's already the evolution. That's nice. What other rock types even are there? Anyways, gotta make sure I'm still leveling in the process. I know they're in Soul Silver, but I think they might be both. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not over-leveling, even though this isn't actually a level cap. There's Rhyhorn and Rhydon. There's the Omanite, Omastar, Kabuto, Kabutops, and Aerodactyl, but I don't think we'll really get an opportunity for them. Shuckle exists, technically. Shuckle is technically a thing. Macargo actually is an option. I don't know where we can catch them, but... I honestly always forget that Slugma and Macargo are Gen 2, not Gen 3. I always think of them as Gen 3. Yeah, he does in fact exist. And no one can take that away from him. Yeah, honestly, unless their moveset is horrible, Macargo honestly wouldn't be, like, a horrible option. Two birds with one stone, in a way. Routes 16, 17, and 18. Huh. Ooh, Magical Lead. So, 16, 17, 18, that is, I believe, post-game. So, will not miss 60 power. I think we get rid of Tackle. I think it's that simple. Have the guaranteed hit move, and then the bigger damage move. Yeah, Flannery is a big part of it. what else is there? Trying to be careful here. Trying to look at rock types while not erasing things. Confuse Ray. 100% chance. And Spite, though it has its uses, is sort of silly. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Sounds good to me. Otherwise, Corsola, I guess? Don't know where we could catch them. You cannot. They just technically exist. I guess. And then Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar exist. And I think Nosepass is Gen 3. Yeah, Nosepass is Gen 3. So, Larvitar and that line is sort of the biggest Gen 2 mon I can think of that's rock. Yeah, exactly. Spite can come in clutch sometimes, but very rarely. Alright. I remember Larvitar being really hard to get, though. Right, yeah. Sucker Punch. Nah, I'm good. Why does everybody want to learn Sucker Punch? But, yeah, Larvitar is only on Mount Silver, or, if I remember correctly, a very niche and complicated means of maybe getting one in the Safari Zone. But it's, like, incredibly unlikely. Yo, Gumkiss evolving? So, realistically, unless we can get our hands on, like, a Rhyhorn or an Onix or something like that, we won't be getting a rock type pretty much ever in the base game. Let's see. Nah, no need for Scary Face. Alright, 2 more levels, and then we can get to the fight. There we go. Okay, what do we think they'll start with? I'm good at navigating while looking at other things, trust me. Probably the Ghastly. So... yeah, it's a rival fight. So... Ghastly... honestly, Prumba works. Prumba can work. At least I think. Poison isn't secretly weak to Ghost or something, is it? I'm very paranoid now after that last thing. Nope, just neutral. Ah, yes, Eugene, or however you say his name. The Suicune Quest. Alright, we're immediately running into something. A Zubat! We're wanting to get to the lower layer for the chance out of Magmar. So hopefully we don't run into a coughing in time. Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense to me. Alright, encounter time. Well, not... battle time. Yeah, but it's just such a short distance that I'm willing to risk it. After this fight, we literally go 2 steps down a ladder. Alright, do you start with the Ghastly? Yes, you do. In which case, we got a bite ready and waiting. Nice one-shot. Okay. We are at a higher level. Magnemite. And it's low level. Technically, double kick could work if we pivot to our Nidoran. They have levitate, so ground doesn't work. Otherwise, most things resisted. Yep, very much so. Either way, though, this is a pretty low level, all things considered, so let's just go for stab and see how it goes. No, okay, we should pivot. Even, especially if they Thunder Wave us, that's just annoying. Alright. I'll confuse Rayum, and then, from there, I'll pivot. Given that it hasn't done an electric move that hit us, I don't know, but I'm not risking it. Sir Kibby, yeah, they have the move. They have double kick. Even if double kick isn't crazy. Come on, hit yourself. Yeah! Confusion actually did something, no matter how minor. Let's see how much this does. Ideal. Solid. Take it. For Kibby already doing some good. Alright, and then we're a ground type against a fire type. We don't have a proper move, but you know. Let's see what double kick does. Does more to us than I would hope, but it's fine. That is not doing much. Okay, let's see what Poison Sting does. It's horrible power, but it is stab. Basically the same, but we got the poison. That's nice. And now, let's swap to our Brega. It is just the correct option. Smoke screen is annoying, but it's fine. Presumably we can kill with this and the poison, assuming we hit, because they are smoke screening against all hell. We miss. I don't know, maybe the... Jesus Christ. It's possible the Gen 4 AI just loves lowering your, like, accuracy, because it seems to happen so much. Like an unreasonable amount. Whether it's Sand Attack, or Smoke Screen, or whatever the other one that was used against us was. Alright, this is a Poison type, so... might as well confuse. Ow. Alright, that works. And we got the confusion. Alright. They're absolutely gonna potion here, but... they didn't potion? Okay, sure. Why not? Let's see if we break through the confusion. Nope. Our Brega loves hurting themselves in confusion. Their favorite thing. And of course, they snap out of it. Alright, let's not hurt ourselves. We flinch. That's alright. Cool. Don't hit yourself. But then we miss because we have bad accuracy. Let's pivot. For one hit, let's pivot. Let's just do Clonu. Just go for heavy hit. True, it's not in his arc, it's not in his character to heal his Pokemon. Let's just do the magical leaf. Can't miss. I guess it's not very effective. Oh yeah, I guess a little stupid to do the grass type and the flying type, but whatever, we're faster. Alright, there we go. There we go. That's the rival fight, no deaths. Oh god, he's making us walk more steps. Okay. Let's make sure that we have our catcher in front. And then let's walk a few steps. And now we shall shimmy around. And also freak out the dogs. Now, technically, these could be on any of our encounters. The chance of us catching them is next to nothing, but you know. Alrighty, yeah, we know about Suicune. Let's walk in circles a little bit. Alright, do we win the 5%? No, we don't. It was a small chance. Minuscule chance, but we could have had a backup. Alright, let's go for the hypnosis. Get it correctly, that's good. Yeah, no, I always enjoyed that theory. I feel like, though it isn't necessarily the kind of thing that they'd actually ever confirm, because, you know, kids game and all, I do really like conceptually. Jesus Christ. We'll die if we take another one of those. So, I'm gonna send the Poison Ground type in just to be a tanking person. And then I'm gonna start throwing balls. Yeah, no, I don't think there's a coughing anywhere prior to now. I should remember that we have a fastball. I also should keep my eye out for dust balls, if we can buy them. Alright, we got a coughing. Maybe someday we'll have a fire type. Puffeppa. Puffeppa goes to the box. Alright, and with that, I don't think there's really anything else down here that we can get. Alright, and our second encounter wouldn't have even been one. That's fair. We need to get out of here. I'm honestly going to use one of our, like, basic repels. Wrong menu. We have one more normal repel. Might as well use it. God, I feel like weirdly stuffy right now. Oh, there's also an item up here. No, we probably gotta fight that guy for it. I don't feel like doing that right now. Oh no, he's already gone. Okay. So now, time to build the gym team, I guess. So he's a ghost-type trainer, so ghost-type is what we're dealing with. Rumkiss is a good... Well, not Rumkiss. My soul. Gumkiss is a good option, because normal-type can't be affected by all the ghost-type moves, and has a dark-type move. Let's see. Crumba will be good, assuming they don't have psychic moves. Oh, that's great. I love that. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba. Just to be safe, I'm pulling up the move sets of his mons to make sure he doesn't secretly have, like, psychic moves on every mon, because that would be rough. Okay. Okay, one of the Haunters has Dream Eater, but we'll be able to predict that. And then... Otherwise, yeah. Okay, that's the only psychic move. Yes, no, very much so. I don't know how much setup we can really do, because that's a pretty established set of moves. No setup there. What else we got? Realistically, just bringing any normal types is what we're gonna want. So Bobbleabob can come. Bobbleabob. Is there anyone we don't want here? Psychic goes both ways for damage, so I'm gonna leave them out. They're... I forget Naria is only poison type right now. Otherwise... It's not like Ghost does much to any specific member of our team. As long as we don't have someone who's Psychic or Ghost, we're fine. In that sense, Ghastly Wibbloo probably doesn't want to be here. But who to replace them with? Nobody, like, is a standout quality option. We probably just go for, like, damage plus tanking. That's bug grass, not that it really means much. What? They have scratch and poison powder. They obviously would get more, but... I guess I could. I guess I could. Would be very silly, but technically an option. Yeah, sure, let's bring Cafefa. Largely a disposable mon. Don't really need anything too special. We just want to gimmick our way to victory with the normal types. I forget where the Eevee is in this game, but I'm not worrying too much about it. We have 2 normal types plus just some heavy hitters. We should be okay. Chroma has a dark type move. Bobbleabob, I think, has a dark type move? No, they don't. But they might be able to at some point. For some reason, I thought they had a dark type move. Anyways, let's level appropriately. Let me double check. Is it 25? Yeah, the kimono ladies are here. This is where the kimono ladies are. Is that where the Eevee comes from? I honestly forget. Level 25 is our cap, so I'm gonna go to 23. Ooh, Bobbleabob evolving. Yeah, and we did run into Bill earlier, but I don't know where he is after that. I think so. No, they're just normal flying. Confusion is nice, actually. That is actually huge. We're a normal type with a psychic move. That is massive, actually. Same power as Uproar, just not Stab. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of Reflect, I think. I am not the, like... I don't use defense moves like that much at all. Do I? Uproar is Stab, but it's also a 2 to 5 turns thing. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get rid of Uproar. I don't like 2 to 5 turn moves. Yeah, no, I feel like they very much could have been a dark type, but guess not. Yo? Trikibi becoming suddenly very viable for this gym? Trikibi is a good option then. If we wanted to be deeply silly, we could bring our other Nidoran then, I guess. Guess it's already in ideal shape, but now it's time for the one that needs a lot of levels. Self-destruct, sure. Why not? Who needs tackle? Here we are, the team that we are going to fight with. Let's get a normal type out in front. Let's put Bobbleabob, because Bobbleabob is really good for this gym, but I'm less attached to. Alright, I guess we have to do this fight. Can you inflict any damage on my Pokemon? That's the question. Jesus, 5 Pokemon? Level 16, okay. I don't know if I've ever used, oh god, I'm already forgetting its name. The evolution of Poo-Poo. The thing in front of us. But yeah, I think Bobbleabob is the answer to this gym. Bobbleabob may just be able to sweep. Let's hope they don't die early. Yeah, the EV farming. I don't even know what Ghastly gives. Maybe speed, special defense, special attack, something like that. Maybe special attack. Special attack sounds great to me. Just the casual sweep. Noctowl, that's the name. I don't know why the name was escaping me. I'm usually pretty good with Pokemon names. Yeah. Makes sense that special is what they are. Sort of funny, though, given that a lot of ghost moves are weirdly physical. Alright, the one thing to keep an eye out for is over-leveling due to this sweep. We're fine, we're 2 levels below, so even if we level here, we can still keep going, but... Alright, not quite. Oh, right, their fucking candles go out. And then we do this one. presumably we can sweep this as well. Thank God they only have 2 this time. It'll take way less time. They will be more powerful, but that's fine. We have the ideal matchup here. Curse, it's just killing itself. But we will need to pivot, I guess, to save ourselves. Or just finish the fight quick. Alright, we level up. That's a lot of XP. It should be a quarter of our health, right? Yeah. Realistically, we could just end the fight. Yeah, very unique. Anyways, please tell me this one-shots. No, it doesn't. I don't know why it would, but you know. I mean, look, interesting choice. Worrying if this takes too long with the curse, but I think unless we miss several times in a row, we should just win here. Not the Confuse Ray! We hurt ourselves. We didn't do more than a quarter of our health. But this might be the end of Bobble Bob if things go poorly. Because we can't swap now. Yeah, I'm a slight bit the fool here. We do go first, so if we get through confusion, we hurt ourselves. Bobble Bob just needed to get through confusion. That was all that was needed. God damn it! Our best choice. I could have swapped a little earlier. Would have been fine. That is so fucking annoying. Still have the bite on various things, so we still have a good option. It's not like we've lost our one-win condition, just annoying. I'm gonna deal with the mandatory fights here, and then I'll go back and replace Bobble Bob. Gotta love the loss on the way to the gym leader. Nothing quite like it. It got the Sucker Punch off, that's annoying, but it did basically nothing. Unlike us, who nearly one-shot. Yeah, they're just gonna Sucker Punch. Alright. And I think that's the last mandatory fight before the gym leader. Just gonna be careful to double check. It is not. Why are there so many mandatory fights here? Oh, right, this one's actually avoidable? No, it isn't. It's just the way that they move. Yeah, okay. These are all such similar fights. Anyways, I want to be careful to not lose Gumkiss here. Luckily, we one-shot if they're weak enough. Okay, gonna be careful with this Faunter. Gonna go for the bite, and then we'll gauge from there. We one-shot, okay. Gumkiss is strong. Crunch! Ooh! That is a good pickup. Perfect timing, in fact. Gumkiss just went from one of our best options to the best option. There we go. And that's Martha done. Let's see. Oh, that's off. But I believe that's the end of it anyways. So, let's go back and replace Bob-a-la-Bob. Second loss of the night and of the run. Okay. Alright. Though it's a bit silly, Wavembo is honestly our best option because they'll have a Dark-type move. Make sure people are healed and get Wavembo up to level, and then we'll go and do the fight. Hopefully Gumkiss can sweep. Not go the way of some of their forebears. Nearly gone through an entire other stat, wow. Poison Sting, yeah. Let's get rid of Leer, I guess. I guess since they are different Pokemon, it's possible they don't learn Bite, but I'd imagine that's something that they retain. They're pretty damn similar. Alright, the evolution is nice. Realistically, I don't think this gym should be too scary. Nope, goddammit. It's realistically just if they pull some shit like that first mean look combo again. Horn attack. Interesting. I'll get rid of focus energy, sure. Not good for this fight, but you know. I guess they don't learn a Dark-type move. Wacky. Didn't realize their movesets were that different. Anyways, bringing us up to the level cap now. Okay. Trying to be very careful not to over-level anyone. Sludge! An actual poison-type move. 65 power. Just better than Smog. Yeah. Alright, 2 more to Wavembo. There we are. And then, for order of things, yeah. Gumkiss in first. Skirkibby and Prumba are our main follow-ups if necessary. And then Clamu is there as just another powerhouse. And Kafefa and Wavembo are here for mortal support. And panic pivoting if necessary. Alright. Let's hope that the normal type gimmick can work. Also, we can walk around here a lot easier now that the candles are back on. Unless I just walk too far. Thought I let go of the button before then, but oh well. Yep, okay, we're here. Let's do it. Last gym fight of the night. See if we can do it deathless. Gumkiss, it's time to prove yourself. Prove that you are worthy of your name. Alright, I think it's honestly just crunch to Oblivion. That is the game plan. We outlevel most of the Mons by at least a little bit. We have a, like, 80 power move, I think, that is super effective. and we're normal type, so any of their ghost moves can't do shit to us. I believe this Haunter is gonna try to sleep us, but if we outspeed, we probably can just kill. Yep. Don't know if we'll be able to fully sweep one shot, but looking good for Gumkiss so far. Alright, the ace? Yeah, the ace. Mean look, we're trapped, worrying. Please don't curse us. Let's see how much this does. Enough. Enough. Oh, and it got the defense down. Honestly, I'm fine with them using the Citrus Berry because it means they are guaranteed not to heal. And with the miss of that Hypnosis, we are good. They're down. We only have one Mon left, and that was the Ace, I believe. I don't think he has another, like, level 25 Gengar or anything. And we get the mid-fight level up. Didn't specifically plan for that, but it is nice nonetheless. Alright, yeah, just a level 23 Haunter. We're 3 levels above. We are fine. Yeah, very much they're trapped in here with Gumkiss. Yep. Yeah, alright. Not a one-shot on the Gengar, but the cleanest of sweeps. Truly a Gumkiss sweep. Maybe our HM slave doesn't mean they can't obliterate the Ghostbringer. Ah, we can surf now. Very nice. And Shadow Ball. Okay, I'm not going to immediately teach that to anyone, because, you know, they might die. But if people survive, that's great to have. Alright. With that, though, just the one move, yeah. Honestly, the fact that it became Crunch rather than Bite probably made a bit of a difference in the one-shotting and two-shotting, like, potential. That was quite nice. Yeah, to get the team back to as it should be. There we go. This is our team. Lots of solid quality stuff we got here. Real shame that Bazit died. Real shame that Bob died before they could prove their worth. But largely speaking, far cleaner than last time. They're discontinuing PS4? Whoa! I wonder how many people that's gonna lose from the game. Oh, yeah, no, there's no way we're getting it on the Switch 2, is there, huh? Yeah, I don't see it happening. Oh, that is wild. Huh. I guess it is already fairly outdated of a system, but crazy to think that the game's been out long enough and it's updated enough that it just is beyond the system. Huh. Wild. But, yeah. For tonight, though, for this stream, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna save. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Luckily, I have plenty of space on my phone because I don't do much else other than, like, have those games and, I don't know, photos, text message, I don't know. I don't have, like, a ton of other games or anything on my phone. And I also don't play it mainly on my phone anyways, so it's not as big a deal, but, you know. Portable options like the Switch would be so nice if they actually had Genshin, but I don't think it's happening. Yeah, with that, though, I think that is it for tonight. Went just a tiny bit longer than last time. I feel good about that, and I am happy with the progress we made. Maybe a little bit too loud. We got through, what, 3 gyms tonight? Better than 1. And yeah, it'll be Star Rail next week. Get into the big story again. I am incredibly excited for that. I'm eager for learning more about Heislands and Ceridra, but I'm being so honest, I am so much more eager to learn about Evernight and the new Don Hung. What's going on there, what's causing that, that is where my interest is. And also, obviously, just like a lot of the other stuff that I've discussed in the special program reaction. But yeah, so Star Rail next week. Week after, we'll get back to this. And then after that should be Zenless 2.2. We'll go from there. I'm excited for Seed and Orpheus. And yeah, we'll just keep going. Yeah. Yes, no, very much so. It is going to be an interesting thing because we're at the halfway point in the story. We have moved from the first half, which was the original loop that we were part of, and now we are in whatever the fuck loop you want to call this. But we're in the, like, next phase of trying to save Amphorius. So I'm curious to see if the remainder of the plot in Amphorius will be in this loop, or if things will just deteriorate and go crazy from here on. There's a lot of ways it could go, and I'm excited for that. But, yeah. With that, though, realistically, we can save a lot of that discussion for while we're waiting for the maintenance next week, because presumably it won't be done by 7 exactly. Yeah. But I'm excited for that, very much so. And I'm excited to continue with the Nuzlocke. I'm enjoying it so far. Always a good time. Yeah. And I might do an extra stream at some point in the next, like, week or so. I need to decide if I want to do it. But, you know, I'll make posts if that ends up happening. For now, though, see you. Hope to see you again.